Yo, Sky.
Daniel? What's going on with you?
I have some news for you. I went and handed in our divorce paperwork to the courthouse, which means that you have 3 days to get out of my house.
What? Wait, what the hell?
I just said I went to the courthouse and handed in our divorce papers.
Wait, hold on a moment. Did you and I get into a fight or something that was worth you going out and getting us divorced like that? And hold on, I don't even remember signing any forms or anything for you and I to get divorced either.
Well, I've already gone and handed those papers in, and they told me they'd process them, so it's too late now.
Are you aware that doing something like that without my permission or my signature is not only going to be thrown out, but can be considered against the law? And if you went and forged my name and such, then you'll be in a whole lot of trouble for it.
Stop getting so worked up over all of the small stuff.
But something like that isn't even small stuff, Daniel.
Is it really worth getting that angry at me for, though? Anyway, I'm giving you 3 days now to get out of the house and on your way.
Wait a sec. I'm going to leave the house right now.
Yo? Why are you in such a rage over this?
Because you never even gave me a reason for why you wanted to get a divorce in the first place. Now, if you tell me why you did it, and depending on what your reason is, I might be a bit more open-minded about what selfish crap you just pulled there. If you're looking for a reason as to why he's leaving you now, I have the answer to that. You do? And who are you again? Huh? I mean, it seems that you and I have once exchanged numbers and everything because I have you in my contacts as Jasmine, but where did you and I meet again? I'm really sorry that I don't remember you or anything, so could you please tell me again? My name is Jasmine. I know that. I'm a longtime friend of Daniel's. Also, I happen to be his longtime crush that he was supposed to get married to before you got in the way of things. Oh, I totally remember you now. Now that you mention that, you were the one that started texting me right before my wedding with him and introduced yourself as that. And later you came up to me acting like a preteen on her period, talking to me like you needed to go back to class soon. What? And after all of that, you went on a rampage about how you were his longtime lover and started to throw some of our food at the staff and all. I remember you now. You were that buffoon. Honestly, what you did that day was so outlandish that you just barely have a spot in my brain that I can remember you from. What the hell is this all about? Well, I see now you're the reason he went and handed in divorce papers. That's right. You are nothing but a stranger to him now. Now that you've heard that from me, you get out of his house and go back to your parents' place or whatever the hell. That condo where you've been living with Daniel at is now going to be ours, and where we will start a family after we get married. Is that so? Hard for me to believe that, though, when you still seem to be going through puberty there. Huh? All right, I'll quit with the jokes now. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to just assume that you being around Daniel is the true reason for him leaving me, so allow for he and I to have another talk about things before I leave, all right? Wait, what the hell is wrong with you? You are such a toxic person.
I was finally able to get rid of her.
Daniel, what the hell was that all about?
I'm so sorry. She was a mistake on my end that I didn't take care of properly.
What happened with you? You were just saying before to me that you handed in our divorce papers and that you wanted me out of the place in 3 days. I thought that perhaps you were going through some serious trouble there, and that's why I kind of waited for you to get back to me like this. I just never thought that things would get as crazy as they have.
Right. I'm sorry for coming at you about all those things without any reason or rhyme, but thank you so much for actually believing what I said a little.
Well, it didn't sound like you truly meant it, but at the same time, I also kind of had to believe you. So what happened to you that was so bad?
Well, those divorce papers that I was writing up yesterday, I was afraid that if I just left them lying around, my mom or someone else might have come across them, and so I decided to take them with me, right?
That's right. You ended up putting them with your work gear before leaving the house this morning, right?
And about that bag I put them in, when I opened it up to grab a towel out of the inside to dry my hands with, I ran into another man walking the opposite direction, and a lot of the things inside it fell out, and it was crazy.
Really?
And the divorce papers also happened to be inside there. And as they fell out, consider it a stroke of bad luck for me, because as I scrambled to grab all my things off the ground, Jasmine was right there and picked those papers up off the ground.
What?
When she saw that both your name and mine were on the papers, she turned to me and said, "You're getting divorced now, huh?" And since the courthouse was right down the road from us, she must have thought that I was heading there with the papers then to hand them in. I told her to hand them back to me, but before I could, she took off sprinting with them and ran inside the courthouse and out of my sight.
With a situation like that, you trying to tell me that all of this had happened and that you needed my help would have taken a lot of time from you.
I really wanted to tell you at the moment it happened, but when I finally caught up to Jasmine to try and explain things to her about what was going on, she was already at the counter handing them in and told me to finish telling the lady that I wanted a divorce.
And you had to go through with it because it would have been just as hard to explain things to her as it would have been to me.
And so, after that all happened, she had been all over me and wouldn't let me leave her sight. She followed me onto the train, into a taxi, and towards the bus station. But I was able to jump onto a bus right as it closed its doors, and I was able to get away from her. And that's why I was just saying that I was able to get away from her.
Hey, is there a chance that you running into Jasmine wasn't a coincidence, but rather she was stalking you the whole time?
What?
Remember that before our wedding, she wouldn't stop following you around asking for an invite, and we were finally able to get rid of her by giving in? Knowing that she was completely fine stooping that low, it might not be that uncommon for her to be a straight-up stalker, right?
She might very well be one.
Then perhaps with the timing of everything else, you running into that man and having the contents inside of it scattered in front of her was a good thing. If you think about the divorce papers as a sort of bait that led your stalker into a perfect trap.
That's a great point. Now that she assumes she'll be getting married to me, she won't expect us to move out of the condo and away from her. I might have to take some drastic measures in order to get her to stay away from me as we move out, but I think I can manage something like saying I have a business trip or something for the next few days.
Well, I'll leave all of that up to you then. Good luck.
Sorry that a lot of this had to get you all worked up and that you had to get stuck talking to Jasmine. By the way, this bus that I hopped on is actually heading over to one of the other condos we were thinking really hard about buying.
All right, that's perfect actually. I understand you getting to work on that. And actually, if it makes you feel any better, I already went ahead and bought it for us, which was meant to be a surprise for you.
Wait, are you serious?
Don't worry, the realtor will meet you there and give you the key and everything to it. I'll start making my way over there as well in the next 30 minutes or so. And don't worry about things like clothing and such, because I packed up as much as I could in the car today, and we'll bring it to you.
No way! Thank you so much for thinking ahead like that.
There are some papers that you might still have to fill out with the realtor, though.
You can leave all of that to me. I've already been gathering a lot of the documents we'd need for buying a condo, so I'll make sure to pull those out if needed.
All right, thank you, Daniel.
I'll see you there soon then, at our new condo. Please drive safe on your way over.
Thanks, Daniel. And good luck to you with any of the remaining paperwork and such. Starting today, I am going to be living in that condo with Daniel, and I've also made sure to fill out all of our marriage papers, so once he's back from his business trip, we can go and hand them into the courthouse. And after that, he and I will be married to one another forever. I wonder if tonight we'll be able to sleep together for the first time, or if it will be tomorrow night. Oh, Daniel, hurry up and come back home to me. Are you wanting to tell me that to Daniel for you or something? Huh? Oh, I didn't mean to send that last message to you. Oh, Daniel, hurry up and come back home to me. I just wanted to let you know that right now, as I'm texting you, I am on the way to your place with all of my things in tow so that I can move in.
What do you mean by move in?
I get it, all right? You're still on your business trip and everything. But I was able to get the key to the condo from your mother, so don't worry about being home to help me move in. I'll be just fine with the help of her.
I don't ever remember giving my mom that key, though. Does this mean she went out and made another duplicate again without telling me?
Well, this time she did it for my sake, so please forgive your mother for doing such a thing, all right? I'll make sure to start cooking you your very favorite turkey and mashed potatoes while I wait for you to come home, okay? Love you. What's going on here? I was just trying to figure out why this key wasn't working at all for me, and the next thing I know, I'm being told by the man living next door that you moved out of this condo with Sky? Wasn't it only supposed to be your ex moving out of this place? You haven't actually left this place and moved somewhere else, right? I mean, this condo was supposed to become the perfect place for you and I to start living together after getting married and beginning to have kids here, right? This was supposed to become the place where we made love to each other for the first time.
What the hell are you going on about right now? I moved out of there as well, just like my neighbor said. Both Sky and I moved out.
Huh?
And the reason you're not able to use that key my mom gave to you is because the landlord of that building probably already finished up with changing the locks out.
Daniel? What are you talking about right now, Daniel? How could you have moved out of here with your ex-wife you just divorced the other day? Are you doing okay right now?
Well, thinking about this without any context would make it seem like I'm a little bit crazy right now.
Right? If you don't understand how crazy you're sounding right now, then please come back home. And please make sure to get that Sky out of your head so that we don't have to talk about her.
The only reason for the divorce was so that Sky and I could cut ties to my mom.
What?
The reason we had to get a divorce in order to get away from my mom was so that she would get off my case about leaving her. And when we get married to one another again, I want to make sure that I take her name this time and no longer have to be associated with my mom.
You're cutting ties for real then? Wait, why would you do that? How can you cut ties to someone as wonderful as your mom?
You consider a mother who would purposefully feed her son what she thinks he's allergic to in order to put him in the ER a wonderful mom?
What?
I'm sure you heard about how a year ago I ended up in the hospital due to a very serious allergic reaction that almost killed me. That was my mom's doing. She always told me from a young age that the best way to deal with allergies was to take small doses in of what you were allergic to and your body would heal it. But over time, she would do it to punish me as well in much higher doses. And a year ago, I didn't listen to her about leaving Sky like she's been wanting me to, so she went and snuck more allergens into my food and caused me to suffer a very bad reaction. It was so bad that I passed out almost immediately. Thank God Sky had my EpiPen on her and made sure to rush me to the hospital that was only down the road from the condo. Had I been another 10 minutes late, the doctor said they wouldn't have been able to give me enough steroids in time to help me breathe again. After that, I went and confronted my mom in the most intense way that I could about it. But even then, she didn't listen to me and said it was my own fault for never healing myself through microdosing. From that point on, Sky and I were making plans to divorce as a way of getting my mom off my back and cutting ties to her before I remarried Sky again.
Is that right? Then allow me to come and help you with your allergies.
Huh?
I think your mom just sucked at treating your allergies and should have never used that as a way to punish you. She must have really wanted you to marry me next, and that's why she freaked out and gave you too much of whatever it is that you're allergic to. Maybe she wasn't careful enough with the dosing because she was so worked up. But I, on the other hand, am the very careful type and will make sure you don't have another reaction like that again. From now on, as your wife, I will make sure to treat all the allergies you have in a more loving way than your mom. I promise to make you that turkey and mashed potatoes you love so much with only the best ingredients so that you're not having any troubles breathing. All right? Now you don't have to worry about me and can come back home, right? This all worked out perfectly for us.
You're worse than my mom.
What?
The whole point of this was to cut ties to my mom forever, but it seems I'm going to have to cut ties to you as well now.
No way, Daniel. I'm saying that I'll help you get over your allergies to turkey and potatoes and everything else. So can we get married now?
I have no idea what you're talking about there. You don't just fix allergies like that, you idiot.
What?
I only have so much life left in me after that last battle, so I need to defend it at all costs. Me cutting ties to the both of you will be the best choice I've ever made.
Daniel, no, don't do that.
And don't even start texting my wife about all of this. Well, it's not like you'll be getting in touch with her or anything, since she's already gone and blocked your number.
No, Daniel.
And now it's gonna be my turn to block you. Bye.
Wait a second, Daniel. Daniel! Daniel, I'm finished with work now. How are things going for you? Have you finished work yet?
In another 30 minutes or so, I should be able to meet with you.
Also, it doesn't seem that the desks will be open inside at this time, so we can leave all of our documents in the mailbox for the courthouse to take care of tomorrow.
Sounds good. Let's go ahead and do that then, and there shouldn't be any problems.
All right, I'll be waiting in front of the courthouse for you then.
Sounds great. I'll be heading out of the office right now and on my way.
Right after that, both Jasmine and Daniel's mom started to get into fights over who had the better plan to fix Daniel's allergies, and those fights would go on for day after day. It was so unbelievable to everyone how stupid the two were that all of those in town started to warn others to stay away from them and never let them come around you. When it comes to Daniel's dad, he realized after having to take his son to the hospital so many times due to his wife that it was no use trying to help her stop doing all of those things, and he moved out of their place overnight and is working on divorcing her as well. As for Jasmine herself, Daniel went to her parents and told them both about what she had been doing to him. And without even questioning him any, they both went and grabbed their crazy daughter off the streets and sent her away to go and work for her uncle on the other side of the country. Sounds like their family is full of youth like her who have a lot of problems, and that all of them have been sent to her uncles to get those kinks worked out through punishing labor. And when it comes to Daniel and I, after we had moved away and into our new condo on the other side of the city, we made sure to get back to work, starting off by just working remotely so that we could avoid Jasmine. But after she was sent away to go and work for her uncle and another month or so passed by, we finally went back to the courthouse together and handed in the paperwork to be remarried. We both made sure not to tell any of Daniel's family about this happening besides his dad, and said to him that it needed to stay a secret from everyone else, which he gladly promised would happen. Daniel also went and took my name in the marriage this time and will no longer have to share a name with his mom that brings him nothing but anger and frustration. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.